Hey guys, great day! Today I'm gonna be talking to you about a Raspberry Pi, what it is. Is it a food or is it a dessert? Well, actually, it's not. Raspberry Pi is the name of a series of single board computers made by the Raspberry Pi Foundation, a UK charity that aims to provide a low-cost, high-performance computers that people can use to learn, solve problems, and just simply have fun. So Raspberry Pi was created to teach programming languages like Python to young students. The Raspberry Pi launched in 2012, and there have been several iterations and variations released since then. And the original Pi has a single core 700 megahertz CPU and just 256 megabytes RAM compared to the latest model, which is the Raspberry Pi 4, which has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So this single board credit card sized device has a Broadcom system ARM CPU with the default operating system Raspbian. It also has RCA jack that allows connection of analog TVs and other similar output devices. It also has a 3.5mm combined video and headphone jack, LEDs for light indicator needs, USB 2 port, HDMI port, 5 volts micro USB power connector, SD card slot for storage. It also has Ethernet port, which is only available for Model B. But what is interesting about this device is its 40-pin general purpose input and output or GPIO pins that allows you to control electronic components for physical computing and explore Internet of Things or IoT. An example of what you can do or a project that you can do with Raspberry Pi is a weather station, which calculates the temperature, the weather pressure or the atmospheric pressure, and also the wind speed. And not only that, you can also create a completely portable digital ebook library for your studies or just for the book enthusiasts. So there are several models of Raspberry Pi that was released by Raspberry Pi Foundation. And the first model was Raspberry Pi 1 Model B, and it was released on February 2012, followed by a simpler and cheaper Model A, which cost only $35 or 1,818 pesos. And in 2014, the Foundation released a board with an improved design, Raspberry Pi 1 Model B+, which cost the same as the previous models. And the Raspberry Pi 2, which added more RAM of 1 gigabyte, was released in February 2015, and still it has the same price, which is $35 or 1,818 pesos. Another version of Raspberry Pi was released on November 2015, which is the Raspberry Pi Zero. It is a smaller size and has reduced input, output, and GPIO capabilities, and it only cost $5 or 260 pesos, and that is a really low price for a computer. Another version of Raspberry Pi was released on February 2016, which is the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. It has 1.2 GHz 64-bit quad-core processor. And on Pi Day 2018, the Raspberry Pi 3 Model B Plus was launched with a faster 1.4 GHz processor and a 3-time faster gigabit Ethernet, which cost only $35 like the other IPI models. And lastly, the newest addition to the RPI family, which was released just this year on the month of June. The newest edition, RPI 4, is a setup from earlier models, which is more energy efficient and much more cost effective. The fanless, energy-efficient Raspberry Pi runs silently and uses far less power than other computers. RPI-4 comes with a Gigabyte Ethernet along with onboard wireless networking and Bluetooth. It also has an upgraded USB capacity along with two USB 2 ports and two USB 3 ports, which transfers data up to 10 times faster. With the new RPI-4, you can choose three variants, which is the first is the 1 gigabyte RAM that costs $35. Second is the 2 gigabyte RAM, which costs $45. And lastly, the $55 RPI, which has 4 gigabytes of RAM. So, thank you and have a great day.